Hello everyone, welcome back to another playthrough of Gates. I found that I had this old playmat that I used to use when I played Yu-Gi-Oh! This vinyl scratch playmat, um, which will make it a lot easier for me to pick up cards from the table, whereas before I was really struggling. Um, I don't have a completely blank playmat, but this is a playmat that doesn't have anything on it, and it's mostly black, so cards should show up on it just fine. I'm going to go ahead and shuffle up these 5 starting cards. Deal out 2 at random. We have Monk and Guard, and I'm going to pick the Peddler for our third one. We have our heroes shuffled up here, enemies, and the shop. Okay. Our first enemy is going to be Lost Corpse. 2 HP, deals 1 damage to the mill, increases fear by 1, and you may not calm your citizens while the Lost Corpse is active. Okay. So, I'm going to use the guard to deal 1 damage, buffed by 1 from the tower. To deal 2 damage to the corpse, it only has 2 HP, and so it will perish. This leaves me with 2 income from the peddler, 1 from the monk, plus 1 from the farm. So I have a total of 4 income. We have the mercenary, mason, priest, and martyr. And so I'm going to pay all 4 of my income on the martyr, I think. Actually, I'll go ahead and pay 4 to grab the priest. The priest has 2 income, 2 calm, and does 1 damage. So I'll take the priest. I think the extra income at the start will come in handy. And our next card is the Gypsy. I will almost certainly want to grab her. So we're going to shuffle these up and then reveal the next monster. Flyclops, 3 HP, 1 damage to the tavern, increase fear by 1. I will draw 3 cards. We have the priest, the guard, and the monk. So, I'm going to go ahead. So this is 2, 4, plus 1 is 5. I'm going to spend 2 from the priest and 1 from the monk to get 3, plus 1 from the farm is 4 to grab the gypsy. I'll get rid of these face up just so you guys can see them. To grab the gypsy. And then with my guard, I will deal 1 damage to the Flyclops buffed by the tower. So it'll take 2 damage. Okay. Then the Flyclops will deal 1 damage to the tavern, bringing it down to 2, increasing fear by 1, which will give us a random hero card. It will move over, and then the next monster will be the Doom Skull. 3 HP, deals 1 damage to the gate, and the Doom Skull deals 1 damage to the gate when first revealed. So my gate will immediately take 1 damage. Alright. So I will draw my last card here and then shuffle these up. Okay. Draw 2 more. So we have... Ooh, I dropped a card. Ooh, come back. Alright. We have the priest, the sorceress, and the peddler. I have a ton of income if I want to use it. Place 1 barricade. I'm going to use the sorceress to deal 2 damage, buff by 1 from the tower. So 3 damage, 1 to the Flyclops and 2 to the Doomskull. And then sorceress says I may place a barricade. So I'll place a barricade on the gate, And then when the Doomskull attacks the gate, the barricade will block it, deal the last damage to the Doomskull, and kill it. So I now have 4 income, plus 1 from the farm, 5 total income. I forgot to reveal another card. The Minstrel. Okay. So 5 income. And the Peddler says the Festival command costs 1 gold this turn. So I will pay 1 gold to use the Festival command, which lets me calm 1. So I will calm, and then I will spend my last 4 income on the... I can either get Mercenary and Minstrel, or I can just get the Martyr. I think I'll just take the Martyr. I don't want to bloat my deck too much with stuff. And then we will reveal in the next card. The Tinkerer. Cost 5, 1 income, 3 repair, 1 damage. Okay, so the Doomskull will attempt to attack the gate, the barricade will block it, and then the Doomskull will perish. Then we will draw another Wave 1 enemy, the Spider. 3 HP, 1 damage to the gate, increase fear by 1. I will draw 3 cards. We will get the Guard, the Gypsy, and the Monk. The Gypsy says you may discard a card from your hand and draw 2 new ones. So I will discard the Monk and then shuffle these up and draw 2 new ones. So draw 1, draw 2. We have the Peddler and the Priest. Okay. Again, I have so much income. I wish there was more expensive stuff to buy. I will use the Guard to deal 1 damage buffed by 1 from the tower, to deal 2 damage to the Spider. Then I will use the Gypsy's 2 income to buy a barricade on the gate. And then I have 4 income, plus 1 from the farm, 5 total income. I will go ahead and spend 2 on the Mercenary with the Peddler. And I will reveal the Coachman, which costs 3. You may take the Caravan command for free. I don't think I need more income. So I'm going to spend 1 of my income, because I still have 3. I'm going to spend 1 of it to take that Caravan action to discard all these cards and reveal 4 new ones. We got the Vagabond, the Nomad, the Gambler, and the Warden. Cool. I will grab the Vagabond because it only costs 2. This will let me discard a card from hand and draw a new one as well. Okay. So the Spider will attempt to attack the gate. The barricade will block it, deal 1 damage back, and kill the Spider. Next wave 2 enemy. Oh yeah, I have to replenish the shop. We have Craftsman. Okay, wave 2 enemy. Dark Priest, 5 HP, 2 damage to the tower, and increase fear by 1. I'm gonna head and draw 3 cards. There's 2 left, so I have to shuffle these up and grab a new one. Shuffle these up real quick. Okay. And we will get the Mercenary, Martyr, and Monk. Okay. So I'll use the Mercenary to deal 2 damage, plus 1 from the tower. That'll deal 3 damage to the Dark Priest. Then I will use the Monk's 1 income, bumped up by 1 from the farm, to buy a barricade for 2, putting it on the tower. And then I will use 1 damage from the Martyr to deal 1 damage to the Dark Priest. Okay, and then the Dark Priest will attack the barricade, get dealt 1 damage back. That's a total of 5, and the Dark Priest will go down. Next, wave 2 enemy. Vile Stalker, 5 HP, deal 2 damage to the tavern. You may not hire citizens while the Vile Stalker is active. So I'll draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We have the Gypsy, the Guard, and the Priest. Interesting. I will use the Gypsy to discard the guard and draw 2 new cards. We'll get the Vagabond and the Peddler. Okay. I will use the Vagabond to discard a card from hand and draw a new one. I will discard the Peddler and then shuffle these up and then draw a new card. And we get the Mercenary. Okay, cool. I will use the Mercenary to deal 2 damage, bumped by 1 from the tower. So 3 damage to the Vile Stalker. Then I will use 2 income to place a barricade in front of the tavern. Then I will use 1 damage from the Vagabond onto the Vile Stalker. And then I will use 2 income from the priest, buffed by 1 from the farm. So I have 3 income. I don't think I can do much with 3. I think I'll just buy another barricade in front of the farm. Okay. I would love to use the 3 to buy the Warden, but unfortunately I can't while the Vile Stalker is up. So Vile Stalker will attack the tavern, the barricade will block it, deal 1 damage back, and kill the Vile Stalker. And then we will draw another wave 2 card. The Shell Spawn, 4 HP, 2 damage to the mill, increase fear by 1. The Shell Spawn ignores barricades. So I will draw 3 cards. We will get all 3 of my starter cards. Peddler, Guard, and Monk. That is no bueno. I will use the Guard to deal 1 damage bumped by 1 from the tower. To deal 2 damage. I will use the Peddler, bumped by 1 from the farm to grab the Warden for 3. And then 1 income and 1 calm I can't really use to get anything, unfortunately. So that'll be that. The mill is going to take 2 damage from Shell Spawn, increase fear by 1, which will give us a random hero. This will shmove over. Oh, I needed to reveal a new card to the shop. The Alchemist for 6. Alchemist is incredibly strong. This lets you trash a card in the discard whenever you use it, and it deals 2 damage. It's very strong. Another wave 2 enemy. We have the Blood Monk. Remove all damage tokens when this card is revealed. 4 HP, deals 2 damage to the tavern, and increases fear by 1. So all these will go away. That's not good. I will draw my last card from my deck, and I will shuffle up my discard. And we will see what we draw. Okay, we will draw 2 cards. 1, 2. We have the Martyr, the Warden, and the Peddler. So I'm going to use the Warden to deal 2 damage, bumped by 1 from the tower to deal 3 damage. And that will be placed upon the Shell Spawn. I will use the Martyr to deal an additional damage to kill the Shell Spawn. And then the Peddler, I have 2 income, plus 1 from the farm, and the Festival Command costs 1 gold. So I will spend 1 gold to calm with the Festival Command. And then, oh no, I can't buy a barricade because... I can't buy a barricade for 2 because my mill has been knocked down to 1 HP. So they actually cost 3 now. Okay. Instead of calming, I will place a barricade in front of the tavern for 3. That'll be good. The Blood Monk will attack the barricade, take 1 damage, and then increase fear by 1, which will cause me to take 1 damage to my farm. This will move over, and we will reveal a wave 3 enemy. Blight Golem. 6 HP, 2 damage to the gate, increase fear by 2. Okay, I will draw 3 cards. We get Monk, Clay Golem, and Vagabond. I'm going to use the Vagabond to discard a card and draw a new one. I will discard the Monk and draw a new one. We get the Guard. Okay, Clay Golem. You may place 2 barricades, one-time use, and just has 1 of every stat. Interesting. Interesting. I'm actually going to use the Clay Golem to calm for 1, which with the Tavern, I get +1 when calming once per turn. So I will reduce the fear by 2. Then I will use the Guard to deal 1 damage bumped by 1 from the tower. So 2 damage to the Monk. And then the Vagabond will deal 1 more damage to the Monk, which will kill it. Okay. That'll be that. Blight Golem will deal 2 damage to my gate, putting it down to 7 health. Then increase fear by 2. So I will get another hero into my discard, and then the farm will take an additional damage, so it's down to 3. This will move over, and then another wave 3 enemy will be the Tentesteed. 5 HP, 2 damage to the mill, increase fear by 1. I will draw 3 cards. We will get the Mercenary, the Priest, and the Gypsy. So I'm going to go ahead and use the Gypsy. It says you can discard a card from your hand and draw 2 new ones. It doesn't say you can't discard herself. So I will discard the Gypsy. And then draw 2 new ones. So shuffle this up. Draw 2 new ones. We get the Monk and the Bishop. Interesting. I will use the Bishop to calm a bunch back to 0. I'll use the Mercenary to do 2, bumped by 1 to do 3. I'll do 3 to the Tentesteed. I don't have any repair. That's not good. So I have 3 income. I can buy 1 barricade. Yowza. Yeah, I'll do that. I'll spend 3 income to get 1 barricade in front of the mill. Okay. This is a little sketchy, but I think it's what I have to do. So Blight Golem will deal 2 damage to my gate, knocking it down to 5, and then increase fear by 2, which will deal another damage to my farm, and give me another hero card. Then the Tentesteed will deal 2 damage to the mill. The barricade will block it. It'll take 1 damage and then increase fear by 1, causing my tower to take 1 damage. Then the Blight Golem will enter my gate, dealing 1 more damage to it, putting me down to 4. And then the Tentesteed will move over, and we will draw another wave 3 enemy. And we have the Abomination. 6 HP, 2 damage to the farm, increase fear by 1. Okay, so we'll draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We have the Martyr, the Warden, and the Peddler. Okay. I will use the Warden to deal 2 damage, bumped by 1 from the tower, to deal 3 damage. So I will deal 1 damage to the Tentesteed and 2 to the Abomination to kill the Tentesteed. Then... Actually, I have a better idea. Instead of that, Tentesteed was at 4. I'm going to use the Martyr, which will deal 1 damage, and then I may trash this card to defeat a single enemy. So I'm going to deal 1 damage to the Tentesteed and then trash this card. So the 1 damage will kill the Tentesteed, and then I will trash it to kill the Abomination as well. And then with the Warden, I will repair my farm for 1. Then I will use the Peddler's 2 income to repair the farm for another 1. So I will get its ability back. Okay. So this also means, so the Peddler, the Festival command costs 1 gold this turn, and now I just repaired the farm. I will use the farm's 1 income to calm, which gets buffed by 1 from the tavern, so I will calm for 2. Okay. Reveal wave 3 enemy. The Death Guard, 6 HP, 1 damage to the tower, and increase fear by 2. So I will draw 3 cards. 1, 2, 3. We have the Vagabond, the Guard, and the Gypsy. I'm going to once again use the Gypsy to discard herself to draw 2 cards. Okay. Draw 1, the Peddler, and 2, the Priest. Okay. The Vagabond will let me discard a card and draw a new one. I'm going to use it to discard the Guard and draw a new one. We get the Mercenary. Okay. This is good. I will use the Vagabond to repair the mill for 1, bumping it up to 2. Then I will use the Mercenary to deal 2 damage, bumped by 1 from the tower to deal 3 damage to the Death Guard. Then I will use the Peddler and the Priest to use 4 income to make a barricade in front of the tower and a barricade in front of the gate. And then I will use my +1 income to calm, because again, the Peddler lowers the festival cost to 1, so I will calm again. Perfect. The Death Guard will attack the tower, take 1 damage from the barricade, and then increase fear by 2, giving me my last hero, and then dealing 1 damage to the farm. This will move over, and then we reveal Zogar. For those that don't know, Zogar has 8 HP, deals 2 damage to each location, and increases fear by 2. Okay, I will draw 3 cards. We get the Gypsy, the Knight. Oh, that's so perfect right now. And then the Monk. I will use the Gypsy to discard a card from your hand and draw 2 new ones. So I will discard the Monk, draw 2 new ones. I get 1, and then I have to shuffle up and draw a new one. So let's shuffle up and draw a new one, shall we? We get the Guard. Okay. This is beauty. That's a lot of damage. Okay, so I will use the Knight to deal 4 damage, buffed by 1 from the tower to deal 5 damage. So I will deal 5 to Zogar. Hang on, this guy is 4. So 2. So Zogar would take 3. Yeah, that's fine. I will deal 2 damage to the Death Guard, which will kill it. And then 3 damage will carry over to Zogar, because I dealt 5 damage in total. Then I will deal 2 more damage with the Warden. So that is 5 damage to Zogar. I will deal 1 damage with the Guard. So that is 6 damage. Whoops. And then I will use the Gypsy with 2 income. And now the mill is at 2. So barricades cost 1 less. So instead of 3, they cost 2. So I'll use my 2 income to purchase a barricade in front of the mill. Okay. So with that, Zogar will attempt to attack 2 and deal 2 damage to each location. It'll deal 2 damage to the first location, which will be blocked by the barricade, and it'll take 1 damage. And then it'll deal 2 damage to the mill. The barricade will block it. It will take 1 damage, which is 8 damage. And so Zogar is defeated. All right, so that was another playthrough of Gates on hard mode. And I'll just go ahead and run through my deck again really quick. We got every single hero. We only used 4 of them, so there's still 1 in here somewhere. So we had the Gypsy, the Warden, the Priest, the Vagabond, the Baroness was going to be our 5th hero, and the Mercenary. So we purchased 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 cards, plus the Martyr. So we bought 6 cards in total that game. And we crushed it, kind of. I don't know if crushed it is the right wording here, when our gate was at 4 HP and we were kind of getting beat up a little bit, but we got there. The Gypsy and the Vagabond's extra draw power was definitely instrumental in helping with that game. Yeah, so that was a playthrough of Gates. I will see you in the next video.